we've got some work to do. Namely, I got some chains to build, some bigger chains to build again. I guess I might as well bring this down into here to where it's going to be. I can do that. So do M. Oh, I was going to select all of that. I'm going to do M. Up, down, grab this. That'll do it. It won't be perfect, but it'll get us close enough. We'll clean it up from there. Control J. I remembered to put my camera to open it up. I did. Alright, let's see. Gotta hate that. Alright, let's try this again. First things first. I guess, do we want to bring this down? I feel like we kind of might have to. I do need to clean this up, so how about we at least do that? If I do magic select again, and we're going to change this to solid. All the way up to here. It's the best way to do this. What if let's see, we're not any other weird stone things. All my brain thinks. This needs to go away and stop being windows. The windows are going to stay down here. I guess this is tall enough. This line is tall enough. So what I need to do, realistically, is grab our shape tool. Do this. Sphere. We do it like this, and make this 85. Do that. It'll be right at the bottom of this. I think that's good. I think that's good. Okay. And we want to make sure we keep existing because we don't want to override any blocks just yet. I'm going to paste a copy there. As long as it actually covers everything, it doesn't really matter if it's perfectly centered. Because if we're just filling in this bottom here. Great. Crap. Hold on. Hold on, I messed up. Do white. I messed up. 1, 2, 3. And we'll put this in there. Cover that. Try this again. I guess we'll put it at the top of this ring. That's okay too. I think 85 might turn you into a cylinder. No, a tube. I think that'll be subtle enough that it won't really be noticed, so we'll do this. Take all these pieces that ain't wool, replace them all with air. Whoops. This up a bit. trying to get as much as I can done right now because we're in a lull for the holiday for Warcraft stuff. So I'm hoping the more I get done now, I won't feel as bad when I have to get back to doing this just kind of real part-time. Also, Blue Ben, the guy who's going to be making up some of our modded weapons or artifacts and mobs, he's going to be busy until the new year, so... excuse me. And I have another project I need to start on next year. I'm excited for it, but it's going to be a lot of work. Where I will be learning how to use Blender for a third channel of mine. So I launched 2 new channels next year. That's going to be kind of fun, but going to keep me exceptionally busy for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped to do that one for sure. Boop. It's a whole new skill set. It's something I've been wanting to get into for many years, and I just never really had a project that would keep me into it, and I finally do. I want to clean this one up because then we're gonna just copy and paste this upper portion to the one over there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If we're able to do teleports, like ones that are specifically tied to the players of the team, which if we can do out of bounds, I imagine we do kind of like a teleporting wall type deal. That would be kind of cool. Or this is just the water tank like we had talked about last night. Okay. Control R, we're gonna take all the not wool blocks. Place that all with here. Oh, I grabbed the gray wool by accident. Perfect. All right. Could do 4 large windows and then kind of do something here. I've heard about myself in streamer mode. Boop. Yeah, way down. This way down. Turn this color to something a bit more usable. Let's see, 15, 13. Okay, so let's see if I paste that copy. And I do. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Bet. Paste copy. So sweet, sweet jazz. My playlist is wackadoodle, I promise. Paste copy. I did it right on the outside, yeah. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Yeah, back here. There we go. How quirky. A little of both. I mean, do you see what I do for and claim to be a job? I don't know what whatchamacallit we're talking about at this point. Yeah, Minecraft, yes. Yes. I did not. I bring you down? How does Maze bring you down? I'm old is what that is, by the way. That just comes with age, yeah. Birds of a feather. Something 6'7". That's all I know these days. Yeah. Is that stupid? I've learned what Riz is. But yeah. I still like throwing in stuff from like the 60s and 70s just to mix things up. I like me a good radical. That's a word that should never die. It's just such a good word. I think maybe it would have been if I was like, if not a surfer. You know what? If I had the riz of a surfer boy from California. If I had the riz of a surfer boy from California, I think I could get away with the word bodacious and not make it sound quiet. So that's the way I like it. Sleepy holidays are my favorite. Every once in a while, I jones for like going to my family's, and then I remember what happens when I go to my family's. Just noise. They're great, but noisy. That makes it sound like I'm just like triggered by them. It's just they just exhaust me. Go back. Go back. Yeah. Am I making? Yeah, I get that. I get that as well. Am I making a bloody fish tank by accident? I assume the people you embarrassed yourself in front of were all of your Warcraft friends, so you can't play on the beta now? Oh, so of all the people, it's your one and only. I understand. Yet. Hmm. See, this is why I think you consider me a good friend. Coming out of your shell. How dare you? Mm-hmm. I've had people think I am one when I'm just like, I just want to play video games. I have on more than one. At least somewhat recently had somebody think I was just like hated being super toxic about it. And I was like, bruh, if I hated you, you'd know. And ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, I don't think this is working. Not our friendship. I don't think my build is working. I don't want you to get too worried. Now it gets to sit in your brain. Enjoy that. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine being your safe space. That's a bad. We didn't. Well, that's a lie. So we're both at the point now where we really don't get each other gifts. We would probably, like, I would work a lot harder on having the magic if we had a kid, but we don't. So, and we're very much like, people would be like, what do you guys want for Christmas? Like, we'd buy it. We would already own it if we wanted it. My wife did technically get me something. She hates when I shop for myself because I won't. For example, the hoodie that I'm wearing right now, I wanted this kind of hoodie for like 6 months and just wouldn't justify spending the money on it. Like a solid 2 years, I've been using a fold-out plastic desk or a table as my desk. So she was like, "I'm just gonna buy you this desk so you stop pining over it." Essentially. So I have a new desk coming in. Yeah, she spoils. Okay. Well, that and just. Boy, I want to say yes. Poor girl. The two things. One, we have a running joke that if it's a holiday, she will get sick, and she kind of did. But it wasn't as bad as it usually is. But really, what ended up happening is she works for sales. She's not a salesperson, but she works for salespeople. And boy, you think content creators never turn it off. They don't. So, like, so Christmas Eve rolls around, and she has somebody messaging her, and she was like, "There's no reason for me to do this." And I straight up told this person, "There's no reason for me to do this because the other teams necessary to complete this deal are not working because it's Christmas Eve." and they kept pushing it until it got to a point where she just had to like handle it. So she had to work a few hours on Christmas Eve, and then came back today and was like, "Oh hey, look, here's the deal. I couldn't go anywhere because none of the other teams were working Christmas Eve, and oh yeah, half of them aren't working right now because why wouldn't they take like a full freaking weekend if they could?" Yeah, but she gets the big bucks, so that's a trade-off. Okay, so oh, Taurus, my beloved favorite shape right now. Oh, are you in my stream right now? Let me. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna have to be January. Yeah, so I finished. I don't think you ever like. I finished the tower, which the hardest thing with this. They're gonna be giant cog wheels. Well, a big water wheels is the plan. When I build, I like there to be a reason for why I build, and I like it to make sense. It needs to make sense in my head, or I start to get like agitated. You don't have to go into like an atomic structure or anything like that, but it needs to make some sense. So I had it in my head, big water wheels that with big chains, and originally the chains were out here, and I was just gonna have it look like the chains just kind of rotate or something. And I was like, well, if I put it inside, I can connect it to the door directly. But if I do that, I'll end up like, how would I make this door and make the chains? And I could do like some complicated thing, or I just nail it to the freaking door and it just lifts the door up and then drops it down. And I really had a lot of fun yesterday with the problem solving. Because like, if I do that, how does that work on the other side and still make sense? So what it is when one's down, the other's up. When one's up, the other's down. So it just rotates just enough. Or you could do half and half, and you can still kind of just fit through. Oh yeah, the gate, yeah. But that'll be the door, and I'll decorate that somehow. I don't know yet. But yeah, so this is actually functioning, quote unquote. It makes sense. Physics works. These are giant water wheels. Do you know the basics of how a water tower works? By chance? Well, that'll be this, yeah. So a water tower works by, instead of doing pumps to like 10,000 houses in a town or whatever, like 100 whatever houses, it's far more efficient to pump a ton of water all the way up to the top of a tower and hold it there, and then let gravity do the rest. So kind of this, actually. So like, consider like you would pump water from the bottom. I'm gonna have pipes inside. I was figuring out what I wanted to do with this tower because I knew I wanted it to be tied to the gate. Originally, it was centered on, and I kind of didn't like that. So, but I wanted to build a tower with these windows. They were going to be arches. They just turned into windows as I was building it. And I really dig it. So I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? And I've kind of just been problem solving from there. I like the idea of these wheels inside. I'm going to turn these into water wheels. So water gets pumped up from the bottom, comes all the way up, gets stored in here, drops down. And then that water, not only does it power the wheels, it'll drop into these aqueducts, which go down to there. That's going to turn into a big aqueduct surrounding the main city. So I'm going to end up having a fantasy city with running water. Who knew? But now problem solving still has to occur, because if this spins, why isn't this spinning? So, and also this is just kind of sitting in the ground or up in the sky. Like, how is this being held up? Because you see this is just floating as well. Right here. Yeah, this space on the top. Yeah, and I have to remember that you're a bit behind. Let me know when you've caught up to me and ask away. Yeah, well, yeah, it'll come out like some, I don't know, I'll just have a hole here because I don't have to get that involved. And it'll hit on this, drop down here, and hit the aqueduct. Easy peasy. For the wheel, I need to take the shaft here and extend it. I'm going to put another big chain. That's why I'm working on this, so I knew what I was going to build here. Another big chain holding the wheel. And another one on this side, and then here is going to be a separate one that takes like a part of this shaft, and I'm just going to lift that up and make it where more problem solving. Anyways, I was just going to lift it up and make it where like this connects and disconnects depending on whether or not you want to power the gate with the wheels. A giant at that point. If the wheels don't work, that gate ain't moving. My own, like, because my old thing is like, if you needed to shut both, look, either it's opened via the wheel or it's shut forever by breaking it. I don't know. The whole idea is like you're not getting out anyways. The whole game is supposed to be played inside the city, so I'm happy with this. But I want the wheels to move because this is modded. It's not just Minecraft. So I actually have movement in the game with the create mod. So I'm gonna come down here, I'll show you. Actually, I could have done it up here. I'm way too fast. See? It moves. So, yeah, I'm going to be able to do this on a much, much larger scale up there. It's... I can imagine. But, yeah, I liked the... I like the problem solving. Like I was building and I was like, ah, crap. Now how does this make sense? And I kind of kept going. I got to figure out, I guess, how does it make sense that this thing just floats in the air if it's not connected to the water wheel? I don't know. I'll figure something out. Or I don't have this disconnect. Instead, I just say it's, I don't know, it has a break on it. It doesn't matter. I want the wheels to move, and I'll figure out the rest later. But now I'm trying to figure out how to do arches on this. Which is what I've been messing around with. Are you trying to play some Warcraft tonight, by the way? Or are you just vibing until you had the stones to go back to your other friends? I don't know what you're talking. I don't have a. I understand what classic is, but I didn't know if there was a. I didn't know there was a play date planned. It'd probably be faster for you guys to catch up with me at this point. What level are you? I'm only 22, something like that. Well, I'm sure my 10 million viewers on YouTube would just be shattered if I ended early to go play Warcraft. I'm so happy with how this tower came out. I think I might have to do arches up there. Thank you. I haven't a bloody clue. Oh, for the spirals, that was 100% what I did, because it's... I learned how to make spirals by hand eons ago before my fancy mod. And I learned that if you do just like a part of it, it literally is... I like for this one, you do a part and then you just copy and paste and then rotate. That's pretty much what you do. Just copy paste and rotate. This one was a little bit more in depth because I wanted it to be. I didn't want like an open area. I didn't want like a DNA type vibe. Yeah, and I got a double helix right there. You see, I was messing with that as well. Yeah. But for this, I knew tower, and it needed to make sense as a tower. So, yeah, it was just a massive bit because the windows are easy enough, but rotating them on 15-degree angles and then up and still making it look good was a pain. And I'm gonna need to go in and like this has to become stone because like it doesn't make sense to just get shoved through a window. But bits of like little iteration here and there. It's down here that's really causing me the most problem. I haven't the bloody clue what to do for the base of this tower yet. Cause like I don't know, like I might just kind of be lazy and do really large archways, kind of like mirror what's happening with the aqueducts, and like I could also do that with the entire wall, but that's a lot of arches. But like at some point, I need infrastructure. I need like where would people who are operating this thing be? Would there be like a lot of machinations in here? I don't know because I haven't built it. Like you see, it's just hollow. Most of this was like just tower that I've been pasting over like 80% of it. But yeah, once this is built though, I'll be copy pasting it 3 times. So this is gonna look a lot more full once these aqueducts are in, and I'm excited for that. Also, this view right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna end my YouTube stream while this figures life out.